Well, good afternoon, everybody. Well, today I'm going to be cooking some mung beans. I'm going to use this one package. And then I'm going to use black pepper, some garlic, some Redmond's real salt, some chicharrones, and some soy sauce. I'm also using some organic baby spinach and about a pound to half a pound of pork loin. So what I'm going to do is chop up my pork loin into little cubes. And I got one that's kind of fatty because you want a little bit of fat in your Mongos. At least I like mine. That's my preference. But just little cubes like that, little tiny cubes like that. Works perfect. I'll finish chopping the rest of it up, and then we'll go to the next thing. Okay, now we got it all chopped up. We're going to do our garlic now. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed today's video, smash that like button and subscribe. Okay, now let's go ahead and hit our garlic. Okay, now I'm going to use one bulb of garlic. Okay, we got it all shelled out. Now we're going to crush it. There's two ways to crush it. You can crush it with an old Coca-Cola bottle like this. You can crush it that way. Or you can crush it like this, and you got to be careful because I'm using a knife. Like this, just crush it. Just kind of lightly hit it with your hand. You got to be careful because it's knife sharp. You don't want to cut yourself. All right, we just chop this garlic up. Just like that. Okay, now I got some ginger. I'm going to use a little ginger. So I got it all peeled, and you can peel it like this, or you can take a spoon and scrape it off with a spoon. Take it off like a spoon like that. Just take the edge of your spoon right there, and then scrape it like this until you get all that skin off of it. And you have a perfectly peeled piece of garlic, or ginger, I mean. Well, you don't crush this like you do the garlic. You have to use something a little bigger, so I use that Coca-Cola bottle. Okay, he's crushed good enough like that. So you can put it in whole like that in your mung beans. I like to chop it up just a little bit. I like that, and just add it to your pork and your garlic. So the next thing you do is you take your mung beans and cut the top of it off like that. You got them in your bowl, and then we'll go to the sink and rinse them. Okay, just rinse them. Just like that. Rinse them really good so they get all the dirt out of them. So you do this 3 times. I do it like 3 times. It's kind of similar to cooking rice. If you never had mung beans, they're really good. This is a style I'm cooking today is Filipino style mung beans, and this is how my wife showed me how to cook them. I really enjoy eating them too. They're really delicious. My wife is a really good cook also. So. Okay, I have a pot. I'm going to put these in. I've got just water in there. Like that. I have to add some water to it. Like that. We'll put it on the stove. Okay, I've got them on the stove and I'm going to bring them to a boil. I got my other ingredients, the pork, the bawang, and the luya. That's garlic and ginger and pork. So what we'll add next is some grease. So we're going to start cooking this pork. We're going to turn it on a high heat also. But I'm going to add 2 big old tablespoons of some grease from my bacon grease. You ever heard your grandparents cooking with lard or bacon grease? Well, I kind of grew up with that tradition. It's a lot better than eating seed oils or soybean oil and stuff like that because they're really inflammatory. The lard, it's not bad. It's not inflammatory. So if you have a condition with arthritis and stuff, you might switch it over and stop eating as much oil like your canola oil and soybean oil, safflower oil, grapeseed oil. Stay away from all that stuff and try using some real lard or some bacon grease. Save your bacon grease there. It adds to the flavor too. Okay, I'm going to add some black pepper. And some Redmond's real salt. I use a Redmond's real salt because it's full of minerals that you need. And it's really good. I think it tastes better than a regular table salt. So I found a Old Spice bottle and I took the lid off and just used it for a salt shaker for my Redmond real salt. Just used like a little bit, 1/4 teaspoon or so. We'll probably add some more into our mums for flavor later. I like to use these chicharrones. They're actually the pork cracklings. They're so good. They have a little bit of fat in them. You can see the fat and the skin on it. And that's really good in mung beans. But these are really good also in cornbread. Mexican cornbread. It sure is. It's really good. So guys, what we're going to do now is wash some of this baby spinach. I'm using this kind of spinach. It's just as good, but in the Philippines, they use azabate. That's a type of spinach over there. I bought some the other day, but I didn't get a chance to use it and it went bad. So I didn't make it back to the Asian store to buy anymore. So I had to stop by Walmart and got this. So just rinse it thoroughly. Make sure there's no dirt. I just use the same bowl that I used for the mung. Then I'll make sure there's no bacteria and stuff. You can wash them really good. Make sure to get all the dirt off of there if there's any dirt or bugs in it. But sometimes I'll have bugs. I usually just rinse it once and then fill it up with water and let it soak. Okay, now I'm popping back over here. I'm going to stir this up a little bit. Oh boy, that smells good. That smells so good. Smells good. It's going to taste good too. We're going to saute this really good, make sure the meat's cooked good. And then we're going to add this to your mongs when they get done. They're mung beans. And in the Philippines they call them mongos. So the mung beans are starting to boil. You cook them for 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and get them nice and soft. Okay, it looks done to me. So I turn the burner off. So it's browning a little bit in the bottom. The meat's starting to brown up a little bit. I don't want to overcook it, so guys, I'm going to add a little bit of water to this pan. Help get all the stuff in the bottom out. And I'm going to add some soy sauce also. Just a little bit of soy sauce, not a bunch. Maybe a teaspoon of soy sauce, a quarter cup of water. Now let that soak and get all that goodness. I like to get everything off the bottom of the pan, so we'll let it soak for a while before we add it to our mongos. Okay, now we're going to add our meat and sauce to the mung beans. Like that. Let's give it a stir up. We'll give it a little taste test, see what it needs. Okay, so I added just a tablespoon of salt. We'll add that and see how that turned out. I'm going to add a little more silver swan. It's not quite as salty as it needs to be, so I'm going to add a good tablespoon or more of the soy sauce. And soy sauce is very salty, so that tastes pretty good. So what I'm doing now is I'm skimming the foam off of it. So guys, let's add our spinach. Like that. Okay, let's add some chicharrones. That's the brand I get, Max. I buy those at Walmart's. Let's go ahead and add the whole box, the whole bag. Okay, now we're just going to stir in our chicharrones. Let them sit for a little bit. It'll be done. Okay, guys, it's done. There you go. That's mung beans. Some people eat it with rice. Some people add coconut milk or coconut cream to their mongos. I'm gonna leave it out this time, but that's how you make a wonderful mung beans. All right, thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed today's video and the content, smash that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And we'll see you again in the next one. Thank you for your support.